Hey there, welcome to 108 Healing Senses podcast, episode 3, series 2 for 2026 this year. Today I have my wonderful friend Rae Calnan from Radiant Angel Energy.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Lovely to have you on as always, and certainly a kindred spirit on this path called life. So
Yeah, definitely a path called life.
Yeah, and it has ups and downs and lefts and rights and scenes that you can expect and other things that will come as a surprise. And I suppose that is the rich tapestry of life as an experience.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we are here for a reason, and let's enjoy it the best we can.
Yes, absolutely. So, what was today? We were connecting 7th of May 2026, and you wrote a little message to me before we got on, but would you like to share with the audience what you'd like to cover in today's session for the highest and greatest good for everyone concerned on the planet right now and tuning in, whether it's live or on replay? What is it you'd love to share?
Well, I mean, when we booked this, I had no idea whatsoever. But things have been coming in recently that actually point towards this, and I keep noticing it everywhere. So I thought it's something that if I keep noticing it and I've sort of like been covering a bit, then really it does need to go out there. And that's really about ascension and actually the changes that are going on within us at the moment and around us at the moment that can feel a bit confusing, and not realizing that this is actually part of the path of growth that we're supposed to be on at the moment. So I thought that would be a good idea for those that are having those issues where they feel they've outgrown situations and people. You know, they're getting these different things with them and they're thinking, I have no idea what's going on whatsoever. I am so confused. Well, let's see if we can help you work out what's going on with you at the moment.
I love that. And I think everyone on the planet right now is having different kinds of experiences, and a little bit like raindrops, maybe they might not all be falling at the same time, but we might take it in turns to have our ups and our downs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and there are so many different signs that point towards that you may not even realize, that is happening. You know, I mean, one of the things is in how is it? Increased sensitivity and your intuition suddenly kicking in.
Yes, I have. Sorry, please go.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, you know, with me, it happened a few some time ago, and I started, you know, there were certain foods I couldn't eat anymore because they just weren't. I couldn't drink alcohol anymore because I can't even have tiramisu, and it's not sort of like hangovers or anything like that. It just literally is. My body just doesn't tolerate it anymore. Noise, you know, I find it really difficult to be in noisy pubs with talking, music, everything going on. It's like an overload of senses, and I just want to get out of there as much as possible, you know. And there's sort of like some of the sensitivities that that happened to me, and being around certain people as well, you know, that kind of like, oh yeah, I'm not sure I want to be around that person. You know, I loved being around them before, but now, yeah, their energy's not sort of like gelling with me now. I mean, what about you? Have you had any?
Lately I feel like my intuition and sensing things that are happening with others that I'm connected to closely, and it's like we're already having the conversation, and then later in the day we'll have the conversation of what I've had in my head. So and it's feeling a lot more a lot stronger as one of my senses that feels like it's activating more. But also at the same time, what I have noticed on my path is when I feel safe, when I feel grounded, it helps me integrate and not get overloaded. So by day I do gardening, as you can see. I have caught the sun using my selenite wonders as direction, and I had a day. I had a day off. Actually, it was bank holiday this weekend. And I felt a bit frozen and stuck. I wasn't out gardening. I didn't go for a walk. And I was doing admin and posts and then commenting on other people's content and things like that, which is all really good like connection admin to do, because I don't always have the time for it. But I just felt like I was in treacle, and I had a list and I got through most of it, and I still felt like I felt like I was being drained by my phone and drained by feeling like I had so much more to do, and I just didn't know where to start. Even though I was productive, it was weird. I don't know if that's also part of maybe just the energies right now, or
I think it's a mixture of both, of energies and ascension, because the energies at the moment are the energies that are coming in to help us with that ascension, with actually being more lighter bodied, but still being grounded at the same time. So the way I look at being more sensitive to everything going on around is the fact it's our bodies integrating, taking on those new energies.
Right.
So it's not a problem if we actually lean into it and go with it. Then it's not as bad as it was. But it is like, I had it a little while ago. It was like, just treading treacle. It's like I was doing all this stuff, but it's like I wasn't going anywhere, and I just felt so drained from it. And also time has just sped up so quickly, but it's also slowed down. It's like at the end of the day, it feels like the day's gone really quick, but during the day, it's just so slow. And that's the kind of energies that are happening now, and that's another sign that we're starting to change. The energy around us is changing. And again, it's not something to be fearful of. It's something to actually start embracing and leaning into, because that's helping us move forward. And if we start fighting it and I don't want this to happen, I still want to keep eating this, I still want to be doing that, etc. Well, it's not going to make you feel any better. Just go with it.
And you're right. I suppose that is what leaning into actually is. It's being faced with a challenge and recognizing, well, I could continue old patterns that kind of keep me stuck doing the same old thing time and time again, just as a way to cope, or as a soothing, or whatever the pain relief may be. And then just being like, but is it for my highest and greatest good for right now and in the future? And if it's not, that's a really good opportunity to be like, maybe I can ease into a different habit or a different pattern, or breaking the pattern just because I've purely acknowledged it in the first place. I feel like there's a lot of that. Things are coming up to be seen. Inwardly.
And not just be seen, but to be healed from as well, which is why I've been finding a lot of people coming for past life regression recently, because all this stuff is coming up, and it's coming up for us to clear it, so it's no longer dragging us down, bringing us down. And it's not as a punishment that these old issues, wounds are coming up, to keep, going at us to make us feel bad. It's coming up for us to start clearing it now. It's like a nudge the universe going, look, I'm bringing this up now for you to move past it so you can actually have a much freer, happier life.
Absolutely.
So again, it's not fighting against it, it's going with it and finding ways of releasing and healing from those issues that keep coming up, those patterns that keep coming up.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No.
I definitely feel that I've been getting that actually the last time we spoke. Sorry, just a moment. Sorry, a bit dusty in the day. I have been when you reached out to me to do your podcast recently, and you said what topic, and it almost felt like it was out of the blue, but it's such a central column and piece to my own journey, and it's about recognizing patterns and then creating better patterns so you can live the life that you actually dream of, rather than being stuck on I'll just make do with whatever the situation is, work, partner, health, blah blah blah, just because there's this barrier of fear that says, oh, whoa, this is new territory. Yeah, it's new territory because it's better. It's it's being able to acknowledge the fears and the challenges, and then being like, I want to overcome this, so what's the best way for me to overcome this? And that is how you change a pattern. It really is as simple as that. We can do things in the moments by ourselves, and then when we want to do deeper work, it's really powerful and profound having someone to facilitate you and be your guide. And that's the kind of work that we do to help people transition from any blockages or stuckness, and then just getting real clarity and being able to build the life of their dreams. That brings me so much joy. Like, even if just one person listening to this or has worked with me in the past, and it's brought them to a new perspective in their life that they never thought they could achieve, or they weren't entirely sure, like, it's really profound. And that effect, then it's not just that one person that you're helping themselves to heal, helping that person to see for themselves more clearly as to what can I release from the past, and what would I like to bring in from my future into the now, into the present, and also continue building so I can live the life of my dreams. And we can do that, and energy is a huge part of that, as much as emotion is. It's all interconnected, and that's where the patterns lay as well. So it's like a triangle of peace. Peace triangle.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and again, I echo what you say. Even if just one person, listens to this, or somebody I've helped, or somebody another therapist has helped. It is that butterfly effect. Because that person, because their energy changes, that affects somebody else who may not even be aware of it, and their energy changes, and then that goes on to the next person, and before you know it, the whole world is sort of like on this way, because it's one step at a time, one person at a time. It doesn't need to be hundreds and thousands at the time. One at a time is great. More than that, even better, but one at a time really will make a difference with what's coming up in the world, and how we're going to navigate the future with it. And just because people that you used to like hanging around with, or even relationships that are breaking down, that it's not your fault, it's not their fault. It is just the changes in the energy, you growing, them growing into different paths, different ways of being. It's like resonance. As one energy changes, another energy changes, and it may not fit. So the two energies may not fit together. You could maybe think of it like a tuning fork. 5 to 8 tuning fork. For the heart. Well, if you try and make that 5 to 8 frequency into another frequency of that tuning fork, it's not going to work, because they just don't work. They just don't work together. And, it's like we change. If you think back at your life, what you enjoy doing in the past, what you enjoy doing now, that may have changed completely. And you didn't see that as a bad thing, because, you don't like, I don't know, you don't like Elvis Presley anymore. You used to love Elvis Presley, but you no longer love his music, but you love, I don't know, classical music, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's anything wrong or anything bad. You've just changed, you've just moved. And that's how energy moves and resonance works. And that's, again, part of the ascension journey, part of moving into a new you, is that you are just you are just changing. Your taste, your thoughts, your energy is changing, and it's not bad. It's just progress. It's just moving forward.
Yeah. It's that bit by bit. However it looks. It could be small changes. It could be big changes. Food is always quite a huge one, like that. Physical body, mind, emotions. You eat for comfort. You eat for pleasure. You eat for zoning out from whatever the thing is. It's just like music. Change your music, change your food, and then like the body resets. Especially if you've had a very processed food intake, and then you're starting to recognize that I'm not as hydrated as I could be, so I'm going to start drinking purified water and add a very small piece of Celtic sea salt. So I'm getting natural magnesium, I'm getting all of the electrolytes, which will actually help you hydrate more. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing that the things you can do. Your gardening, going out in nature. I mean, what better way is there of actually grounding yourself, so that you're not sort of like all over the place with all these energies? You're sort of like grounding into the earth. You're getting away from all that harsh stuff that is going on around you, all that possible negative energy, etc. And you're in that space of nature, grounded, with beautiful energy going on around you that makes you feel better. You can take those deeper breaths.
Yeah.
So if you are noticing those, ascension issues, or things just seem tense or, out of sync, going into nature really brings you back into the present, into your body, with the peace and the breath. Okay, I can move through this now.
Walking is incredible for grief and heartbreak. And just finding more balance in your life. You literally, both hemispheres of your brain start balancing when you walk. It's one of the most underrated self-care activities you could do. That could really brighten your day, like to the point of now. And it's so interesting. I even pulled a card. I don't have it with me now, but it was the shamanic deck, the Alberto. Beautiful cards, very elemental, and it said about spending time in nature to just kind of be present. And it was only later that day that I felt like I was in treacle, and really it was saying, Jen, you need to go back outside. You are outside much of the day these days. So when it's like my day off or weekend, if I don't go and take myself for a walk or do something physical, it does affect me now. It's really interesting. Whereas before I must have just been like just glued to my laptop, which also isn't very healthy. But the physical health, the exercising the body, being in present and in your body is really powerful. If you can mix that with nature or just go for a walk, it will bring so many benefits. Fresh air, sunshine, you get to observe beauty in flowers and cute doggies and kids, cute little kids. It's just, and seeing nice families, like you get to appreciate life when you observe it in the flesh, not through a screen. I think that's
Yeah.
where the distortion comes in, especially when it's like, my life needs to look a certain way. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You've
Yeah.
got you've got your way.
Yeah. And of course, when you're out walking as well, if you sort of like go walking when dog walkers are out, you can guarantee there's going to be smiles and conversations. And a
Yeah.
smile, you know, how much, you know, if someone smiles at you and you smile back, do you suddenly feel better? You know, if someone smiles at you, you feel so much better
Mm.
for it. Or, you know, and if you smile at someone, you can see someone lift up. And yeah, and so going for a walk, especially if dog walkers are out and about, they are the most politest, friendliest people you can imagine. And you might even get to pet a dog as well.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. It's great. I don't have a dog yet. But when I go to work, I have the best of all worlds because I meet lots of really friendly doggies. And the people were generally really nice as well as the owners. And it's nice. It's a great way of sharing a smile and sharing conversation and making time for someone in the flesh, not just on the screens. And that's, I know we're watching this through a screen. The irony, but there is balance because we can use technology for good, not to let it totally overrule our life, because then we become disconnected from what it feels like being close to someone, to sharing a smile, being able to pet a friendly dog. Also, always ask if they're
Oh, yeah.
safety
Always
first.
ask.
You know, it's just safety generally, being out. Be very aware of your surroundings, but also be observant and just take in the beauty. Like, it's so refreshing on the soul. And yeah, it has aided me well.
Yeah, yeah, it does. If I've got, you know, a problem, or not so much a problem, but if I'm having, you know, I'm a bit stuck or confused on something I need to do, should I be doing it? Shouldn't I be doing it?
Mm.
Going for a walk, even just going out into the garden, you know, sort of like, and just taking that time to sit and breathe, kind of
Mm.
like clears my mind anyway. And, you know, maybe give me an inspiration, or may just get me back to some clarity that I can go back and work through whatever it is I'm working on the computer, or creating, because I've taken that time to have that break. And with, as we were saying earlier, sort of like days being longer, it
Mm.
doesn't feel like you're not doing, you know, it doesn't feel like you've wasted that, because you've still got plenty of time left to do it, even though when you look back at the day, you go, my God, that day just flew by.
Yeah, today actually felt like 2 days, if I'm being completely honest. I'm like, oh yeah, I did that in the morning. It's
Yeah.
strange. Yeah, maybe that's why it feels like treacle. It's just because time is like contracting and dilating at the same time. You can get a lot in, but it just strange.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, another thing with Ascension you might notice is synchronicities coming up. I mean,
Mm.
how they are just there all the time, you know, all those signs, you know, you're thinking of someone, and they phone, or you bump into them, you know,
Mm.
you start noticing feathers everywhere, or coins, or numbers, or, you know, sort of like breadcrumbs being given you, you know, being put in your path, and you start following them. You know, that's another sign of ascension and connecting more to your intuition, and guidance, when you start noticing all these things. And when I say noticing, really noticing, because they're happening to us all the time, but we're just normally so busy, we don't
Yeah.
take the time to notice, oh, that robin has been outside my window for about 4 days in a row now. I never have robins. Maybe there's a message for me. Oh, I keep seeing 11:11 on the clock. Oh, I keep seeing 11:11 everywhere. Stop, think. Okay, what is that number? You know, I'm noticing this all the time. Maybe there's a message there for me. Oh, I see that robin. Maybe there's a message there for me. And actually being aware of those synchronicities. I mean, I was saying to you, Jen, earlier, wasn't I? It's like, my show, I didn't have any live guests booked, and I'm thinking, do I really want to continue with my show? I've given it so much every Monday night since 2018.
Yeah.
And I'd like and maybe I need my Mondays back. Maybe that's, what the universe is saying, that maybe I shouldn't be going live anymore, and I'd put some posts out and I still wasn't even getting any guests. A post was impending for ages. And then as soon as I made that decision, actually, something, I'm going to take the universe is saying, obviously they're saying the universe is telling me because it's not giving me any guess whatsoever. Okay, so maybe it wants me to take my Mondays back. Maybe I'll do pre-recorded shows rather than going live. And suddenly, as soon as those thoughts came in, universe, right, that post posted. I've got guests, lining up to come on my show as pre-recorded guests, because I took notice of what was happening to me.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things we really have to be aware of, that you need to be aware of, is when things don't seem to be going your way, that there's probably a reason why the universe is giving you a nudge. So be open to looking for the signs and making those decisions, that you can pivot, you can move on somewhere else. And when you start doing that, things just start opening up again. But it's taking the time to notice, and going out in nature is one of the beautiful ways of doing that as well.
Absolutely. I've had it many times in my path, and actually I was thinking about it today. I think about things often, especially when I'm gardening or I'm conversing with my love team and my higher self. But it was about it's okay when you have to pivot or you have to change a little bit, or if you've been doing something and it's not working out, and then you actually take the space and be like, do I want to actually continue doing this? If so, is it better that I can do it in a different form or in a way that better suits my time, my resources constraints, my creativity? Maybe it's changing in a direction, or you want to just whatever it might be. But it's really useful to have those reflection points, especially when you feel like I've got like the door's shut on me and I'm not entirely sure what's happening. And then you're like, okay, maybe I need to quiet my thoughts without too many screens. Even like if you can leave your phone, having breaks away from your tech is useful to connect to your inner knowing, your inner wisdom, especially if you're in nature. It's nice, you get that real full grounding experience. But I mean, to be honest, if you're out there all the time, you'll still get grounded. You will. I wear rubber shoes. I'm grounded. I'm fully grounded. And I wear gloves. I am grounded. So it doesn't need to be bare skin. But I think just being in close proximity to the earth, if you kneel, just being close to it, you will still have all of the positive benefits without feeling like, oh, well, I can't do it in a certain way, so I won't do it at all. Just do what you can, and you will still reap the benefits.
Yeah. And, even if you're in a flat, or, you're somewhere where you don't have a lot of nature around you, you are in like a concrete jungle, so to speak. If you keep your eyes open, there will be cracks where weeds are growing through, just because we call them weeds. They're not weeds. So it's just the Americans came up with that when they wanted nice, perfect lawns. So even in suburban areas, if you look closely, so you keep your eyes open, you'll notice these plants coming through cracks. That's part of nature as well. If you spot that, touch it, or just concentrate on it, and allow that to be part of you connecting to nature. Get a plant, in your property. Even an aloe vera plant. They kind of like take care of themselves. You only need to water them every now and again. it's still a plant. And, maybe just run your fingers. And if you can't grow plants, just get some dirt in a tray. You can still put your hands or your feet in there. You're still going to be grounded and connecting with nature. So it's actually no excuse that anybody can ever have about not connecting with nature, even when you're looking out the window and you can see clouds or birds.
True. Again, it's the recognizing what patterns am I currently in? Are there any patterns that I'd like to change? What can I replace by something that's better for me? And it's definitely the plant. If you meditate with a plant, that's really beautiful as well. They offer a lot of protection and purification. Plants do. And oftentimes the best watering advice is check the soil before you water. And a lot of the plants will have care, water once a week. Well, the succulents are quite good for that. Water once a week, and you don't even need to water them very much. And they just keep on giving. They're great. And they look really cute as well.
Yeah, exactly. Although do remember when you've before you water as well, to also check the bottom of the soil, because if that's wet, even if the top's dry but the bottom's wet, you don't want to be adding more water, because you'll end up with fruit flies and other little insects. And I know I've made that mistake before.
It's certainly a process, caring for plants. And sometimes it's just finding the one or the thing that works best for you. And maybe it's not plants. Maybe it's a bunny. Who can tell what your connection to nature is? Or like the neighbour's cat or something, or the neighbour's dog. Or you go for a walk and you make, friends with doggos. And it's nice. These are all little touch points into nature when they're saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, unconditional love. I hope you love yourself as much as you love me. I heard an animal communicator on TikTok say that. That was one of the messages. They said, I wish you loved yourself as much as you loved me. I thought that was very cute.
Oh, that is so cute.
And wise.
Animals know so much more than we do.
Wise. Hang out with our animal friends and you will learn. I'm sure you could even learn by, if you've got a spider in your room, I'm sure you could even chat to the spider. I'm sure the spider would have lots of wisdom.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to get food, and, patience and
exactly. And look, I know you're here, but would you mind just walking out? I mean, if I get wasps or come into my house or anything, or even flies, I'll talk to them and say, right, now come on, it's time to go out now. Look, the window's over there. Off you go. Off you go.
Off you go. Yeah, I do exactly the same. Come on, time to leave.
Yeah,
you've had your fun.
Yeah, they do eventually. If you spend enough time saying, go on, off you go now. Off you go. Yep, you're out. Yeah. I mean, the amount of times I go around opening windows for flies and wasps, it's like, come, I've just opened a window for you and you've gone somewhere else. Really close that window, go and open another window.
It's like them playing.
Yeah, but it's like having a game. It's like having a game. And again, that's something that can break up your day if you're stuck on the computer or something. Nature's been so wonderful. Yeah, definitely.
This is our lovely friend Jake and Rex Ray.
Yeah. It's brilliant when you do start noticing nature and the synchronicities that are going on around us. And as I said at the beginning, don't be afraid of any of the symptoms or the things changing around you. Change is natural, and if you don't embrace them, then the universe is gonna change them for you anyway, whether you like it or not. So you might as well try and notice it and start making those changes before the universe changes it for you. When people say, I've had the rug pulled out from under my feet, it's because there have been signs that you need to make a change, but you haven't made them. So the universe goes, okay, we're going to do this. That happened to me. I was ignoring the signs, and the universe went, well, we're just going to make you. Phew, there you go. And then when I look back, it's like, yeah, I wasn't, yeah, okay.
All those
Lesson learned.
flags. But and that really is, but that's us mastering life, is by mastering our perceptions of our inner world and our outer world, and then coming up with the conclusions of, well, is this in my best and highest path for all concerned, not just me, you know? And sometimes that can look challenging. Sometimes the best and highest path is releasing relationships, to removing yourself from people, places, things, and it can feel terribly lonely or painful through it. But if you know that actually it is for the higher good for you, especially if it's a toxic kind of environment, you need to protect yourself, protect love at all costs, and your heart is where love emanates from. So protect it. Protect your heart, because it's beautiful and it deserves your love, your care, and your attention.
Yeah. And it's not just your heart, it's your whole body as well. You know, you as a person, you know, every single one of us is precious, you know, is unique, is a beautiful, you know, person, human being, if you want to call. And every single one of us deserves love, even those that may be causing issues, etc.
Yeah.
They're on their own path. But they, you know, they still need to have their own love, because it could be they're on their path because they don't have that self-love for themselves. You know, they're not used to that. So it's a case of staying in your own lane, not worrying about what other people are doing, what they're thinking, what they're saying. You can only concentrate on yourself, you know. And if you're a guardian of a child or an animal, yes, you've got their care, their welfare, so you are looking after them as well. But you have to remember, they've got their own journey, their own path as well. And if you can help them feel secure and that they love themselves enough in their heart, and they can be who they truly meant to be, then you've done your job.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does start with the I, because what you are able to process, what you are able to hold, and also what you're able to release, again, it reflects in everything, in your internal world, in your external relationships, everything. Opportunities will begin to like doors will open when old doors need to be closed, or old ways of doing things. Is that, you know, there are times when chapters closes, and often people are so petrified about change is that they run the opposite way, when really deep down they know it would be better to just lean into the situation and be observant of recognizing what you deeply fear and also what you deeply want. They're probably intrinsically linked. This is something that came to me today, and I will be adding to my book, but I wanted to share it here first, because that's exactly how you lean into things, is being super honest and acknowledging things, because really the things that you fear the most is because it will bring challenge. Probably it will bring time that you have to work on yourself, or you might even be like learning new skills. Especially in the age of technology development, it is extremely useful for each and every single one of us to understand, what is it that I really love and care about, or would like to develop or research, or move into, or start to build alongside my regular income. And that's a really stable way to build your purpose, build your growth, so you're not freaking out about not having enough money to pay the bills, because that's all covered. And all that requires is you to create space in your evening, in your week, and your weekends, to build your next chapter in life, to build your dreams into reality. So important. But there's always that fear. And if people are like, oh, I've got big dreams of doing this, but then they don't get any further than just dreaming about it, then it's just going to remain a dream. But on the other side of that challenge is exactly where, wish fulfillment occurs.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And, and you're so right. When we start changing and we're on this ascension journey and things start not going in the way we thought they were going to go, we push against it and we go backwards rather than going forwards. We actually go backwards.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help us. It is all about having the curiosity. I just love the word curiosity so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things are changing, but so be curious. Yeah, but if it changed, it could. It's then rather thinking, oh, it's gonna be this if it changes. I'm going to be alone. My relationship's broken down. I no longer like those people I was with anymore. I no longer enjoy going to the pub drinking. Well, be curious. Actually change that and be curious. Oh, now that I'm not, now that I don't need to have a drink, my head's going to be clear every day. Oh, my relationship's broken down. Oh, I can be curious. Maybe I can go and do things I couldn't do before because my partner didn't like doing them, but I can go and do them now.
Mm-hmm.
So, when things start breaking down or things just don't seem to be going right anymore, be curious about what the possibilities are. Yeah. I love that word, curiosity.
I recently bought some polymer clay to make jewelry, and I think this weekend, maybe even a little tonight or tomorrow, I feel like, yes, I want to use my hands. I want to be really physical and like make some fun stuff and make it cute. Because so often in the day, it's other things. It's not working on making something beautiful. And I think there's something very special about that through creation, whatever it could be. It could be, facilitating podcasts, making the graphics, doing the copy, making the promos. That's like very digital, and very much like this platform. But then you might have other hobbies that you're interested in that may develop into something. You never know. Or you might have multiple hobbies and then you mesh them together and then you make that your business at some point. It's all a journey of like just keep moving forwards. Don't let old things hold you back. Just keep moving forwards. And sometimes moving forwards, it might be at a snail pace, or you might just need to take a pause and take a beat, or go for a walk in the park with keeping that space in your mind empty and just allowing whatever wants to come through to assist you in that moment. It's really important.
Yeah, it totally is. And also when you're in that space as well, new people come into your life. And that's the beauty of it as you start moving through, all these different parts of the ascension, and they don't need to follow an order. You might get some, but not others, but when you're open yourself to it, new people come into your life who actually will mean more to you and you'll mean more to them than you could ever know, because you're open to it. You're allowing the universe to bring that to you.
Yeah. And often it's hobbies or passions that you meet other like-minded and similar souls that you really gel with, that feel like family, because you have overlapping interests and hobbies. So it's important not to be completely absorbed by, watching shows and movies all the time and not having anything that you can't, develop as a skill or an insight. Reading books. People have like book clubs and stuff like that. So you'll meet other friends that, and if you're introverts, there's plenty of ways to connect to people. if you're an introvert, and it helps to build up your confidence as well, so you're less anxious about meeting people or speaking with people, because it is that, communication and relationships is a muscle, and you're constantly refining and strengthening it. So I mean, this is, at least for me, and my journey, is I knew that I needed to get better at a more effective communication. And yeah, I mean, I'm constantly learning. I love reading. I don't always have the time to read. I've got books everywhere. And yeah, anyways, that's something.
Yeah. Oh, I read. I try and read every day if I can. But then that's because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
That is one of my passions. One thing I enjoy doing is
Nice.
reading. And if I haven't read a book, then I kind of like, I do kind of, oh, I haven't read a book today. I need to read a book.
There you go. Here you go. And hey, add that, if it's good weather, go sit in the garden and do some reading. And then you're like doubling up on goodness of reading and goodness of being out in nature with fresh air and sunshine. That I'm always thinking, how can I maximize my efforts? Sometimes it's just like having a hot chocolate, that's the maximizing, and reading a book and getting snuggly. So it's cool. I enjoy finding out more about myself every day, because I allow that curiosity and wonderment to just, hey, what am I interested in? What can I develop from what I was working on before? So it's stacking. It's not always like something completely different. It's something that interweaves between my interests and passions, and then it becomes valuable and useful and enjoyable, more importantly, hopefully. Well, it is for me. I think if anyone's tuned in right now or watching it on the replay, hopefully you're enjoying these. And that's, part of the reason why I do it. I want to help others help themselves, and I feel like this is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially at mass.
Yes.
We got Shailadra Joshi was messaged. True angels are God's messengers, but 21st century high equipped technology will angels help his need.
Yeah. Everything changed so rapidly.
New machines developed. There is no proof that angels helped. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think they're kind of separate. They're separate. I mean, depending on your background, your culture, your own beliefs and views about the world, an angel could also just be someone who's incredibly kind-natured. That's an angel. It doesn't need to be an etheric energy body version. And technology can certainly be of assistance. It's how you use your intention.
Yeah.
As with anything.
Yeah. And of course, obviously, as you can see, I do work with angels quite a lot. So, it's like, I know angels are there. Other people may not know they are there. They may not want them to be there. That doesn't matter. For me personally, I know angels are there. I work with them every day. And do they help with me technology? Yes. Everything can work with each other. We kind of like have tried to compartmentalize everything, spiritual, science, they magic, we've always tried to keep them separate, whereas really they all just intermingle with each other, and they all have benefits that work with each other. You just have to be open to the possibility of everything working together. Again, it's like that resonance. If it's meant to work together, it will work together. And I found, being a pagan, that works well with angels. People might say, oh, but they're not. It's energy. and it's a beautiful energy. So, working with angels, with technology, it just makes a beautiful symphony, and you can get some beautiful ideas, thoughts, energies, inspiration from just allowing things to play with each other. Play, again, that's, something we always forget. Play is so much fun. It really helps ground you. It lifts your spirits up. It allows you to meet other people. It allows your creativity to flow. So have fun with everything you do. What can you create?
I love that. And you're right. Play. Just play. If you start getting out, how can I bring more play into this moment? And that is part of the way of seeing life through the lenses of wonderment. Big glass quartz lenses of wonderment. Whoa. Maybe the ones that what's it when kaleidoscope.
That was my favorite thing I loved as a child. That was my favorite toy, was a kaleidoscope, which probably ended up working in angelic reiki and working with sacred geometry in that, because just the shapes that they can, or if you're sitting there doodling just little patterns, these shapes they can create.
Yeah. And I've had similar experiences as a kid, and then also as an adult. I've seen some incredible looking kaleidoscopes on social media, and they are like out of this world cool.
Ooh.
So it's certainly, again, if you're stuck seeing life through a certain lens, maybe literally get a kaleidoscope, get tools to help you shift your perspective in life, and will be so amazed, because you're also going into it with a level of playfulness, which will always help ease and soften your heart and bring more joy to your life.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Indeedy. Well, we're coming up to the hour, actually. Is there anything that you would like to share? Would you like to do a reading or cards, or just any messages? I'm very open and happy for you to.
Yeah, let's do a card, because as always, I do have cards with me. And of course, I'm going to have to do a card for my most favorite deck at the moment. I just love this card. I was part of the Kickstarter for it as well, but the images are just so beautiful. And that's the Oracle of the Magical Fairy Forest by Anna Froelich. I mean, it's such a beautiful deck. I mean, look, they fit in your hands so nicely.
Nice.
And they have such beautiful messages. So let's see. What does Jen and everyone who's watching this, no matter when they're watching it, need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? What does Jen and everyone who's watching this, no matter what day or time, need to know for their... Okay. So we have got the Star Fairy. Celebrate your unique magic. Shine your light. You can't make this up, can you?
That's beautiful.
With what we've been talking about, it is now time to, celebrate you, celebrate being who you are, what you're bringing into this world now. Let your light shine, let your message shine. Don't allow others around you, don't allow the world to dim your light, because you are that special, unique being who is here to make a difference. You just need to step forward and do it.
Yes. With crystals in tow.
Definitely with crystals in tow. I'm just seeing what crystals I've got. I've got several. I've got several, only little ones here. I've got several little ones.
Doesn't matter the size; they still hold the powerful frequency of
exactly.
Of
it's one of those things where size doesn't matter. That's all I'm saying.
Lol.
I think I'd probably better disappear now.
No, it's fantastic. What a great way to leave, with smiles on our faces and hopefully chuckles in our bellies. Again, it's lovely even to have these conversations recorded, because I know if I speak to people, this is just how I speak to people. There's like, might as well record it, and more than one, more than just the people involved will have a great conversation, and hopefully take some good things away from it, and then be able to apply it to their own lives, and just see how that playfulness and wonderment truly does elevate your life in ways you won't recognize. That you'll look back and go, wow, I can't believe I started doing that, and how it's changed the trajectory of my life because I'm taking the time. Oh, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, no, thanks
Thanks
for
being
watching,
here.
Jake.
Yeah. Lovely. Do you have any, are there anything else you would love to share?
No. I mean, the thing that I always say, and I always like to remind people, is that you are never alone on this journey. You've always got angels, spirits, other people who are there with you. It's just to remember you are never ever alone, and you can take charge of your life. You just have to take the steps and go, this is me. As the song goes, this is me.
So it's true. Absolutely. And it will change your life for the better. It will. Keep trusting in yourselves. More importantly, especially if you're getting anything from outside of you that says not to trust your own inner wisdom and instincts, these are the times that is important for each and every single one of us to strengthen that inner connection to our own wisdom, and to be able to decipher the world.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure, Rae, as always.
It's been a pleasure to be chatting to you again. I love it when we have our chats, and the fact that we sometimes have chats that we don't record, that we kind of go, oh damn, we should have recorded that.
Really good. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah. But I'm so just happy that we've got this space together that we can speak and catch up, and really it's kind of just a reflection of each other, where we are on our paths right now, feeling through the energies, and just also just finding the light to get through challenging times, and also continue strengthening that light, so it outweighs any darkness that may be around you. That's the ultimate goal. You get so like water off a duck's back, things just won't touch you the same way, because you've learned to trust yourself, and you're doing the things that you love. Takes practice. So how can people find you, and how can people find you?
You can find me everywhere under Radiant Angel Energy. It's pretty easy to find both my website, my social media, my YouTube channel. My show Angels and Destiny is on there, and you can check out Jen. She's been a guest several times on there. I've got guided meditations on there. I do a weekly card reading. There's another show on there that I do. So come and find me on YouTube. It'll be lovely to see you over there. And if you want, any of my videos, especially the ones with Jen in, as you're watching this here.
It will be useful to listen to that episode, because it's a follow-on of what we've spoken about today. So it will definitely be useful. It's like a bumper pack. Which is both. And do like, it really helps.
And if you were on Ascension, I've actually done a show on the 5 signs of ascension, and also on when you're not feeling you anymore and you feel like changes are taking place, where it goes much more deeper. So but it'd be lovely if you want to connect with me, but if not, I'm sure I'll see you on Jen's show at some point again.
Absolutely. You're always welcome back. Always. Beautiful. And for anyone that's interested in developing their own and designing and building their dreams into reality, you can find me at 108 Healing Senses. And there are different ways to work with me. I love the podcast. Anyone can watch it, gain something from it, apply it to your life. If you want to go the next step and get a bit deeper with your transformation and get things going a bit quicker, I've got memberships and also one-to-ones. So whatever resonates, keep doing what feels good in life, as long as it doesn't harm you or others.
Exactly.
Yeah, just keep your highest intention for the highest good, highest and greatest good for all concerned, and it will lead you down a positive path.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I'll call this closed for now, and we will reconvene at another time in the near future.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone, and yeah, be sure to stay connected with the channel, both of our channels, in fact, and keep getting beautiful content from the past, especially if this is the first time watching this video. We've got loads of incredible content. You've got hundreds of episodes, podcast episodes. So what an incredible library for people to be able to access and learn from. So be sure to go check out Rae as well.
Thank you.
All right, lots of love for now, and see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye. I can't end the stream.
We're still here.
I'm clicking it. Gosh, I don't know how to end this. All right, I'll see if I can leave. No, I can't. That's really weird.
Wow. So the universe doesn't want the show to stop.
No, it doesn't, does it? Well, that's nice. I don't know what's going on with this. Hang on, let me.
And we're not even in the Mercury retrograde.
No. Everyone's left. It's really weird. I click it and it clicks straight off.
Oh.
I've never had this before. And I wonder what is that? It can't end the stream. I'm tempted to close my browser. Maybe you should leave as well.
Yes.
And what an ending.
Yes, what an ending. I will leave you and see if that works.
Okay, thank you. Lots of love.
And
we'll speak soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
speak soon. Bye.
Bye. Oh gosh.